Good morning, dear students. Today we will discuss about the amplitude modulator and demodulator circuits that is used in the process of modulation technique. So what is the basic principle of amplitude modulation, amplitude modulators and amplitude demodulators, balance modulators and SSB circuit, single sideband circuits. So in this topic we will discuss about these contents one by one. So we have already discussed in previous classes about the basic principle of amplitude modulation, in which modulator circuit cause carrier amplitude to be vary in accordance with modulating signals. Circuits produce AM, DSB and SSB transmission methods. So DSB double sideband, SSB single sideband transmission methods. The basic equation for an AM signal is BAM equal to BC sine 2 pi FCT plus BM sine 2 pi FMT into sine 2 pi FCT. So this is the basic equation of the amplitude signals in the mathematical form. So first term in the sine wave carrier. So in this equation, the first term, that is the BC sine 2 pi FCT, is the sine wave carrier signal. And second term of this equation is the product of the sine wave carrier and modulating signal. So Bm sine 2 pi FMT, that is the modulating signals, and sine 2 pi FCT, that is the carrier signal. So in second term is the product of the sine wave and carrier wave. Okay, sine wave carrier and modulating signals. So next, amplitude modulation in the time domain. Okay, so amplitude modulation voltage is produced by a circuit that can multiply the carrier by the modulating signal and then add the signals. So this is the process of amplitude modulation. And if a circuit gain is found as a function of 1 plus m sine 2 pi FMT, the expression for AM signal is AM equal to ABC, where A is the gain of the attenuation factor. Okay. So here the basic principle of amplitude modulation. So this is the amplitude modulation technique in which modulating signals and another signal is carrier signal, and these two signals are multiplied, and after the multiply the signal is fed to the summing network, and the output of this summer network is the amplitude modulation signals. So this is the principle of amplitude modulation. Next, AM in the frequency domain. Okay. Second, that is the AM in the frequency domain. So basically we have two domains. First one is time domain and second frequency domain. The product of the carrier and modulating signal can be generated by applying both signal to a non-linear component such as diode. Okay. both signal to a non-linear component such as a diode. So diode is a non-linear component. A square law function. So in square law function is one that vary in proportional to the square of the output signal. A diode gives a good approximation of a square law response. Bipolar and field effect transistor, BJT and FET, can also be biased to give a square law response. So these are the device that give the square law response, that is the FET, BJT and diode. So diode and transistors whose function is not a pure square law function produce third, fourth and higher order harmonics. Okay, basically harmonics are distorted signals or noise signals, which are sometimes referred to as a intermodulation product. So intermodulation product are easy to filter out, and tuned circuit filter out the modulating signal and carrier harmonics, leaving only carrier and sidebands. So this is the circuit diagram of the square law circuits for producing AM. So in this circuit diagram of the square law circuit for producing AM, in this circuit diagram, there is the two signals. One is the modulating signal, which have the frequency FM, and second signal is the carrier signal, which have the frequency of FC. And one is the diode, and one is the RL load. So the output voltage we note across the RL is the IRL, and output of spectrum of the amplitude modulations are given in this second diagram. So there is the AM waves, which have the upper side band frequency and lower side band. So upper side band is the FC plus FM, and lower side band is the FC minus FM. So this is the AM signal containing not only the carrier and sideband, but also the modulating signals. So this is the waveform of envelope of modulating sine wave, in which amplitude as well as carrier signals and modulated signals exist in this waveform diagram. So next circuit is the tuned circuit filter out the modulating signal and carrier harmonics, leaving only the carrier and sidebands. So this circuit is used for the as a modulator in the AM system. That circuit is the tuned circuit filters, in which two signals, carrier and modulating signals, and one is the diode and one network is the resonant circuit. That is the combination, parallel combination of the inductor and capacitor So the output of this modulator circuit is the form of spectrum. So spectrum have the two sideband, lower sideband and upper sideband. So upper sideband is the Fc plus Fn and lower sideband is the Fc minus Fn. So this is the tuned circuit filter modulators for the amplitude modulation systems. So there are two types of amplitude modulators. They are low level and high level modulators. Low level modulators generates AM with small signals and must be amplified before transmission. Okay, before transmission, the signal is amplified. Okay, amplified means increase the strength level of the signal. So high level modulators produce AM at high power levels. Okay, and usually in the final amplifier stage of a transmitter. So in this amplitude modulation system, the two types of amplitude modulators are used. So first one is the low level and second one is the high level modulators. So low level amplitude modulator is the diode modulator. So diode modulator is the low level amplitude modulator. In diode modulation consists of a resistive mixing network. Okay, a diode rectifier and as LC tuned circuit. So diode we have as a rectifier and LC circuit we have as a tuned circuit or tank circuit. The parallel combination of L and C, that is the tuned circuit, and the carrier is applied to one input resistor and the modulating signal to another input resistors. So this resistive network causes the two signals to be linearly mixed or algebraically added. Okay, algebraically added. So a diode passes half cycle when forward wise. So because diode conduct in forward wise and non-conduct in reverse wise. So diode pass half cycle when forward wise. The diode, the coil and capacitor respectively repeatedly change energy, causing an oscillation or ringing at the resonant frequency. So in this circuit, the tank circuit or LC tuned circuit is oscillate, okay, at the resonant frequency. And what is the frequency? F equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. That is the resonant frequency. So in this circuit diagram, that is the amplitude modulation with a diode. So here two signals, one apply modulating signal across R1 and second, that is the carrier signal applied to the R2, and there is a diode circuit and tank circuit, and output of this circuit is the amplitude modulated signals. Second modulator is the low level, that is the transistor modulator. Okay, transistor modulator. First is the diode modulator, second one is the transistor modulator. So in transistor modulation consists of a resistive mixing network, a transistor and a LC tuned circuit. So we can see that arrangement of the circuit diagram in this figure. That is the simple transistor modulator in which one transistors and one is the LC network or tuned circuit and two resistors are there. So this circuit, resistive mixing network and transistor and an LC tuned circuit. The emitter base junction of the transistor serve as a diode and non-linear device. Modulation and amplification occur as base current controls a larger collector current. The LC tune oscillates ring to generate the missing half cycle. So this is the working principle of this simple transistor modulator. Next one is the pin diode modulator. Okay, that is the number third, pin diode modulator. So variable attenuator circuit using pin diode produce AM at VHF and UHF. Okay, very high frequency and upper high frequency and microwave frequency. Okay, so pin diode used at the very high frequency, that frequency in the range of VHF, UHF and microwave frequency in the range of gigahertz, and UHF and VHF in the range of megahertz. Okay, so this is the very high frequency. So pin diode are special type silicon junction diode, designed for use of the frequency above 100 megahertz. Okay, so in pin diode, basically there is the p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. A intrinsic semiconductor is sandwiched between the p-type and n-type semiconductor. So that formation is the pin diode. P means p-type semiconductor, I means intrinsic semiconductor, and n means n-type. So intrinsic semiconductor is sandwiched between the p-type and n-type semiconductor. So this formation is the called pin diode. Okay. So pin diode designed use at the frequency above 100 megahertz. Okay, 100 megahertz, that is the very high frequency. So when pin diode are forward wise, they operate as variable resistor. Okay, in forward wise condition, the pin diode operate as a variable resistor. Okay, and attenuation caused by pin diode circuit vary with the amplitude of the modulating signals, in which amplitude is vary. So this is the circuit diagram of the pin diode modulator. So there is the 3 diodes. These are connected to each other in parallel and carrier oscillator signals. And in this circuit diagram, the output is the AM output. So these two circuits are for the pin diode modulators. Next one is the differential amplifier. So There is some issue of network, so there is a interrupt. So in the differential amplifier, modulators make excellent amplitude modulators because they have a high gain, good linearity, and can be 100% modulation. The output voltage can be taken between two collectors producing a balanced or differential output. So this is the basic differential amplifier circuit diagram for the differential amplifier modulator. So there are different transistors and different capacitors and resistance are used as per requirement. So the output voltage can be taken between two collectors producing a balanced or differential output. The output can also taken from the output of either collector to ground, so producing a single-ended output. The modulating signal is applied to the base of a constant current source transistor, and modulating signal vary the emitter current and therefore the gain of the circuit. The modulating signal vary the emitter current and therefore the gain of the circuit. The result in is the AM in the output. So in this circuit diagram, the output is the AM signal in the differential amplifier modulator. Second type is the high level AM. So in high level modulation, the modulator vary the voltage and power in the final RF amplifier stage of the transmitter. The result is high efficiency in the RF amplifier and overall high quality performance. So high level AM modulator is the collector modulators. So in collector modulator is a non-linear, is a linear power amplifier. Collector modulator is a linear power amplifier that takes the low level modulating signals and amplify them to a high power levels, and modulating output signal is coupled through a modulation transformer to a class C amplifier. So you see in this circuit diagram, that is the high level collector modulators. Next, high level AM is the series modulator. This is the second type modulator for high level AM. A series modulator produce high Label modulation without a large and expensive modulation transformer used in collector modulators. So this is the circuit diagram of series modulation. Okay, transistor may be also be MOSFET with appropriate biasing. So it improves frequency response, and it is, however, very inefficient. So a series modulator replaces the modulation transformer with an emitter follower. Okay, emitter follower which have the gain unity or voltage follower. So the modulating signal is applied to the emitter follower. The emitter follower is in series with the collector supply voltage, and collector voltage change the variation in the amplified audio modulating signal. So that is the circuit diagram for series modulation, in which audio modulating signal is applied to the Q2 transistor, and that transistor Q2, the emitter of terminal of this transistor connected to the collector of the transistor Q2, and the carrier signal is applied across the transistor Q2, and the output of this circuit is taken from the collector of the Q1, and that is connected to the a transformer, and we measure the output at the this series modulators. So these are the some modulators, different type modulators that are used in amplitude modulation system. Next, now we will discuss about the demodulator circuits that is used in the amplitude modulation systems. So what is the demodulators? So demodulators or detectors are circuits that accept modulated signal and recover the original modulating information. Okay, so first of all, any signal, that signal may be data signal, audio signal, video signal, in converted into the electrical signal with the help of the modulator. Okay, and this signal transmitted on a channel, and at the receiving point or destination point, this signal is again into the original signal with the help of demodulators, and demodulators convert the electrical signal into the original signals. That original signal will be data signal, video signal, audio signal. Okay, so that is the function of demodulators. So that circuit diagram is a diode detector or diode demodulator, AM demodulator. So in this circuit diagram, the AM signal is fed to the this tank circuit and diode, and we measure the output, that is the original information, across the capacitor C2. So this is the circuit diagram of demodulator. And on positive alternation of the AM signal, the capacitor charge quickly to the peak value of pulse passed by the diode. So this is the working principle of this demodulator device. So on positive alternation of the AM signal, the capacitor charged quickly to peak value of pulse passed by the diode. When the pulse voltage dropped to zero, the capacitor discharged into the resistor. When voltage dropped to zero, in that case the capacitor discharged into the resistor. The time constant of the capacitor and resistor is long compared to the period of the carrier. So capacitor discharge only slightly when the diode is not conducting. The resulting waveforms across the capacitor is a close approximation to the original modulating signals.